if I told you that 6 months later I'm still loving my M3 MacBook Air, and I'd go as far as to say that this is the best laptop I've ever used. It has however had some small issues that I'll go through in this video, and by the end of it you'll have my long-term thoughts on if you should still be looking at buying the M3 MacBook Air. Let's get right into it. So if you've seen my initial video on buying this laptop, you'll know that I went with the top spec 16 gigs of unified memory and the 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. I've been using it pretty much every day, and it has acted as a PC away from my main desktop setup, which is the M2 Mac Mini with the exact same specs. The main things I'm doing on this laptop are scripting these videos, creating thumbnails, editing photos, replying to mails, watching videos, and sometimes video editing. It's well capable of video editing, but I tend to use my Mac Mini for all my videos, just as I have my workflow saved and everything neatly organized. It's been the perfect laptop for picking up and going to a cafe, on holiday, or even to a friend's house to get some work done, and it hasn't skipped a beat. It has tremendous battery life and is a great all-round package for the price. I want to talk about some of the negatives though, as some of these may be important considerations if you are about to buy an M3 Air. First, and I don't know if this is a widespread issue at all, but I've used a MagSafe charger maybe 10 or 12 times at most since I've got this laptop about 6 months ago. The rest of the time I just use USB-C to charge it, as when I'm not using my work laptop I just use that charger. It cuts down on the amount of cables on or near my desk, and it allows me to keep the MagSafe charger in a bag and ready to go. I went with the 2-port MagSafe charger, and if you don't know what MagSafe is, it used to be on the old MacBooks before Apple discontinued it and brought it back again in the latest laptops. Essentially, it's a magnetic charger that clicks onto the laptop and it removes the trip hazard worry you'd normally have with traditional laptop chargers. The issue I've come across is that the cable wasn't charging the laptop when I plugged it in. I initially thought it was the socket, then the plug, and finally narrowed it down to the MagSafe cable itself. If you don't move it in the correct way, it will not charge the laptop and seems very hit and miss. I should also mention that I have never tripped over the cable, nor has it had any damage to it whatsoever, so I'd expect a lot better from Apple, but maybe I'm a one-off case. But that said, I'm pretty sure Apple will not replace this under warranty, so it is a shame. I also noticed that the midnight finish on the cable has started to chip off. It's not a deal breaker, but it is kind of annoying given such little usage. Apart from that though, I've had zero issues with the laptop in terms of performance or anything breaking and so on, which is absolutely great. Some things I have noticed with the laptop, and by the way, I knew this getting into it, are the display. It definitely isn't as bright or color accurate as the MacBook Pro, and if you do a lot of work outside in bright sun, you may want to consider going for the Pro model instead. Similarly, if you use the speakers in your laptop a lot and love to blast music, they're great speakers, however they are not like the MacBook Pro speakers, and that is to be expected given the difference in price point. If you've never had a MacBook Pro, you'll know no difference, so I'd say go ahead and get it anyway, but it is something to point out for those of us who've maybe changed from a MacBook Pro. It has a fantastic typing feel, and overall it does everything you ask it, from the most basic tasks to the more advanced, with ease. I've yet to take it to a point where it's struggling, so if you have a heavier workload and get the 16 gigabytes or even 24 gigs of RAM, you will have no issues whatsoever. One of the standout features for me is simply the weight of the laptop. It's hard to describe over video, but if you've ever had a MacBook Pro, you'll know how heavy they are, and when you switch to the Air, it's a night and day difference in just how easy it is to grab and go, take with you in a backpack, or just carry around the office. I did debate buying the 15-inch one when I was getting this laptop, but I knew I wouldn't need or use it, and I'm glad I saved some money there. You can hook this laptop up to a single monitor or even 2K monitors if you so desire. I'm still over the moon with this midnight color. Apple said they slightly changed the finish to help with fingerprints, but it's still a disaster trying to keep clean. It doesn't really bother me though, as it's pretty easy to get off and restore to its normal finish. I also have been making great use of the fingerprint scanner. From opening the laptop to paying for things online, it's made my life a lot easier coming from a MacBook Pro that didn't even have one, and I really didn't know what I was missing before having this. Apple does the trackpad better than literally any other brand, so there are no complaints from me there. And I suppose the only other thing to call out is the lack of I/O. You have 2 USB-C ports or Thunderbolt ports, you've one MagSafe charger and then a headphone jack, but you can get a simple adapter that will allow you to connect everything up. With that said, if you're looking to buy the M3 MacBook Air, I would 100% tell you to go for it, and you just won't look back. Just make sure you buy the right model. If you're unsure which to buy, watch this video here, or watch this one which YouTube thinks you may like. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.